Ready. Play.
Coco Gauff against Jasmine Paolini, also in the same group as Sabalenka and Pegula. Gauff losing her first encounter here in 3 sets. Jasmine Paolini losing her first match against Aryna Sabalenka in straight sets. A lot more conjecture regarding Coco Gauff following that loss to Pegula and some of her styles, and in particular the serve. We saw her working a bit more with Gavin McMillan in the last 24 hours, and we've seen pictures of that on social media. Paolini, again, probably not a big surprise, losing to Aryna Sabalenka, the world number 1. And Paolini's certainly an outsider coming into this competition, I think, along with Madison Keys. Those were the 2 players that were probably going to find it most difficult to make a big impression. Although Paolini will still fancy her chances of perhaps making out the group, but she will probably have to win this encounter with Coco Gauff. It's one of the few players that she doesn't have a negative head-to-head with in this tournament. As you can see, it's 3 wins each. Their most recent encounter coming on the hard courts in Wuhan, and it's a match that Coco Gauff won. I saw Vanch on WTA Weekly last week suggesting that maybe Gauff has now found the code. She's cracked the code, and now she's going to go on a particularly good run, probably against Paolini. We'll see how that pans out.
This is interesting because Coco's been struggling with Jasmine all year up until the semi-final in Wuhan, where she managed to flip the script and she played great. And yeah, it's now 3-3 in their head-to-head. This one's really going to depend on what kind of tennis they're both playing, really. It's going to be a real battle, that's for sure. This is going 3 again, isn't it, Vanch?
I think so, but except this time I'm leaning Coco. I think she found something in Wuhan in terms of how to play Jasmine a lot smarter. And I think she's just playing with a lot more... I don't think she'll put too much pressure on herself, Coco. I think she treats this part of the year like a warm-up for the Australian Open. Mm. And she's been making some changes in her game. And even though like it's a big title and she has to defend it, I don't see that part of it playing into her psyche as much, if that makes sense. I think this will be a closer than their Wuhan match. Mm. But I just have a better feeling about Coco this time.
They did play as well in Cincinnati this year. That was a quarterfinal match that obviously saw Paolini eventually get to the final there. And that run to the final in Cincinnati, by the way, for Paolini probably did as much as anything else to propel her to these WTA finals. And she did well. I mean, she obviously lost that final to Iga Swiatek before more recently beating Iga during the Asian swing. But back to this matchup. Gauff will be desperate to obviously improve on that first match she had against Pegula, where, yeah, could have gone either way, I guess, a 3-set match that was tight. Paolini really now needs to make hay. This is a must-win match for both players. Coco, of course, having lost in 3 sets that first encounter, that is something. Sets and even games can be a deciding factor if 2 or 3 players are tied on 2 wins, for example, or even 3 players are tied on 1 win each. Those scenarios are very possible, and therefore sets won. So in losing that first encounter that Coco had, at least she lost it in 3 sets. Not such good news for Jasmine, who was crushed in straight sets by Aryna Sabalenka. So coming into this match, by the way, as well, Paolini and Gauff, probably in equal form, neither like tearing it up necessarily. Although you could argue, of course, Coco Gauff winning a tournament, winning that Asian, winning the Wuhan Open would probably suggest that her form is slightly better. And of course, Coco Gauff beat Pegula in straight sets in that final. Okay, my prediction. I'm going for a Coco Gauff win, but probably in a little bit more difficult than their most recent encounter. I'll go for a Coco Gauff win in 3 sets. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.